so proud that I could be invited to become a speaker on TEDx stage. Today my story will be around medical illustration and what happened to me in this field. Does anyone ever hear of medical illustration or medical illustrator? As a freelance medical illustrator, I can share my own experience and my understanding for this field. So, a medical illustrator must be a guy who can deal with both medicine and fine arts together. And medical illustration is something kind of crossover in nowadays world. How could I get on to the road of becoming a medical illustrator? Several years ago, I was still a doctor. My major is orthopedics for bones, fractures, and traumas, just like this. Why medical illustration is so attractive to me, and I can let my surgeon's career go. In about 2006, I found out there are many foreign medical illustrators displaying their own portfolios online. Even there are some colleges in USA and Canada providing courses for students with interests and talents both in biology or medicine and fine arts. As a native Chinese guy, I got no chance to go abroad for such a special, amazing subject. Why not try it by my own ability? I have confidence I can draw well since my childhood. A typical story always told by my mom is that I could draw cute little chickens on the ground at the age of 2 years old. Sounds interesting? At primary school, I always go to the interest groups for fine arts, and my illustration and sketches are much better than the students from higher grades. And I continue to study drawing, and I make fine arts and design as my hobby. On campus, I'm so active in propaganda and posturing. This is one logo I designed for VOTJ, Voice of Tongji Medical University, when I was on campus. After I became a doctor, I find the work in the hospital is overburdened and the salary is not reasonable. Yeah, I have no time to do something I like, such as my hobby. And many doctors in China are in violence, threatened by the patients and their relatives. So it's a very cruelty reality. I think it's maybe another reason that becoming a doctor should be not good for some young guys who have wonderful dreams and undeserved lives, because you are facing dangers. So, during my period of postgraduate, I started to find freelance projects work online, and I can handle them well. And it's also great practice for me to improve my ability of digitally illustration, design, animation, 3D, etc. Step by step, I learned many softwares such as Photoshop, Flash, ZBrush, After Effects, Illustrator, Cinema 4D, etc. And on my campus time, I can visit Hubei Fine Arts College, where I can check my young sisters' work or courses, and I can improve myself as well. Also, I attended the university's broadcasting and TV station Well, I can practice video edition and motion effects, which is much funny. When it is time, I can bind and mix both of my ability in medical knowledge and fine arts together. Just something like chemical affection. Two or more elements collided into each other. Magically, I can produce some visualized medical illustration and rendering works. Gradually, I posted them on the blogs and forums. There are some native clients noticed me and they asked me to illustrate some medical products and scholarly studies work for their in a nicely visualized way. So, it's not an easy road. There are obstacles ahead for young guys who want to become a medical illustrator. Exactly, you need great deal of practice and experience, both in biomedical and artistic backgrounds, with no fears in your heart. If you want to be a rolling star in this field, you need to you know how to survive at first, without tricks, but hard working. Yeah. Definitely, if you want to achieve commercial or publication levels, you need to have correct attitudes. Does anyone ever take that into the medical illustrations when you're reading a medical book? You may find the beautiful scientific illustration next to the text content, some in black and white, and some in full colors. For some reasons, we don't talk too much about the creators for these medical illustrations. But in fact, in history, there are exactly some famous guys who devote their lives to medical fine arts, such as Leonardo da Vinci, Max Broder, Frank H. Netter. For example, Netter is very popular that you can easily find his medical illustration work on the anatomy atlas books in the bookstores. Netter is a professional artist who interprets and creates visual materials to have a record and disseminate medical and biological or related materials, knowledges. So, is it a brand new career as a medical illustrator in China? I don't think so. The former guys only knew how to draw with pencils, carbon dusts, pens, and inks, watercolor, and pigments. But nowadays, the new techniques help us to create digital format, which is more convenient for publication and broadcasting on new platforms. It is urgent that we need to upgrade our ability to digitally creating medical illustration, animation, interactiveness, 3D reality, 3D printing, etc. for our medical applications, education, communication, medias. The visualization is the best way to improve the communication between doctors and patients, teachers and students. Even in USA and Canada, they are used to support the medical trials or cases in the courtroom. By the way, there's no AMI for Association of Medical Illustrators in China, but that already exists in America. Now it is a period of messed up time in China for the developing of medical illustration. I noticed some guys stealing foreign medical illustrators' work, not only in graphics, but also animation videos. Disgustingly, they added their fake logo watermark onto the original one. Damn it, they infringed copyright for the work from other artists. Shameful behavior. I hope medical illustration could be grown up to a healthy industry in China. Anyone who wants to do something in this field should obey the basic rules, respect copyright, and do not plagiarize. Now it's showtime for some amazing fantastic medical illustration works. This one is from Da Vinci. You can check the Da Vinci's curiosity into the detailed nature of science. The left side one is one piece of remarkable work from Da Vinci. I guess at that time there's no softwares. Da Vinci is trying to do some animations for the limbs of the character. And for the right side one, I think Da Vinci is trying to do some 3D animations. Just some rotation for the anatomy structures. Fabulous work. This one is from Max Brother. He cut off the brains and showing off the inner chambers inside the brains. Many details. Great work. Another work for the brains. It's in metallic tones. And this one is amazing. The transparency of the inner brain and stems, the complex network for the brain's arteries are so mysterious. And this one is in 3D, a 3D heart. Many details and highlights and complex textures in this model. Very vivid. I love these eyes. It's with great tones. Especially, there are many colors inside the pupils. And it's so attractive. Medical illustrators are always doing deep insertions to the structures. If you uncover some facial tissues, you can find another world. This is my work, from lines to colored ones. And this is amazing work. You can find the pearls-like or precious stones like organs. And always the high-techs are combining with the human cultural caring. This one is MRI city combined with the 3D CG work. Fabulous and attractive. For this one, it is a super reality for the operation of the transplantation of the kidney. You can check the details. The more details, the more knowledge and information the works are transition. Yeah? And I like this cross-hatching line arts. It's very clean and detailed. This is my latest work for some maxillofacial operate surgery. Yeah, work for some intestine surgery. I love this crystal molecules inside the double chain of the DNA. It's 3D. And this one, the RNA chain is functioning with the proteins. Fabulous world. you always find the macro world is such an alien world, just like Alice's world. Yeah, very cute, moleculars and later stuffs are running inside your body. 3D's work are so attractive, and you can make it very detailed, just like the left side one. Also, this is the illustrated one, not in 3D, but it has a nice ambient colors, highlights, etc. This one is 3D neuron, contrast to the former one. I like the transparency of the membrane and the warm core. Just an alien world, is it? Always the illustration and the 3Ds are the best visualized way to show in on the faces and box faces. Many scales, many styles. Doctors like it so much. So, medical illustrator has the brains of the doctors and eyes of the artists. With the help of medical illustrator, we can find the world is much interesting. Thanks. Thank you to you all.